Shalom, Yahweh Bashim Yahshabakatah, Yahweh Shamar Atham Bashim Yahshah. This priest and officer of Mathumya out of I.S.U.P.K. Started out of 1 West on the 25th Street Hall, New York, under Commander GEN.YAHANNA. And, you know what I'm saying? We've been teaching this truth since 1969 about how blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians are the real Israelites of the Bible, and how we need to, you know, come back to our culture, come back to, you know what I mean, learning our heritage, our language again, you know what I mean, understanding who we really are, you know what I mean? Because in this country, in America, we learn all the other things that we don't need to know. Like we learn how to disobey our God. We learn how to, you know, do everything wicked under the sun. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I want to just, you know, go over a few things here with y'all, you know what I mean? So yeah, man, y'all can meet me at Zephaniah 2:1. Zephaniah 2:1, which says, the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 1. Gather yourselves together, yea, gather yourselves, like gather together, O nation, not Zion. You know what I mean? The scriptures say, like, says for us to gather ourselves together for a reason. You know what I mean? The Most High wants us to gather together for a reason. It's not for nothing. He wants us to gather together under one body, one mindset, you know what I mean? One goal. Because, you know, if we all going to come together and we have different ways of thinking, you know what I mean, that house is not going to stand. You know what I mean? You know, the scriptures say, you know, a house divided against itself is going to fall. Paraphrasing. You know what I mean? Like if, you know, the house of Israel, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians as a whole nation, we have to come together, you know what I mean, knowing that we the Israelites, knowing that we can't, you know, eat shrimp, crab, pork, and lobster. You know what I mean? We got to know that we can't, you know, whore our sisters out. You know what I mean? Or being abusive to our women. You can't, you know, have our daughters growing up thinking that it's all right to do whatever they want. Our sons to grow up thinking it's all right to do whatever they want. We have to understand these things. Like we can't just live life doing whatever we feel like doing. Living our life pleasing our flesh. You know what I mean? Pleasing our flesh. We can't live life like that. You know what I mean? Because you live life like that, you die early. You die early, you know what I mean? We see it every day. You see it every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, people want to live and do whatever they want. And the Most High deal with them quick. And we see a lot of, you know, a lot of craziness going on earth today, you know, with the unaliving today, all over the earth, you know what I mean? And us, you know what I mean, we catching hell too. We getting unalive in these mass shootings as well. You know what I mean? And it's because we're not doing what we're supposed to be doing. The scriptures say for us to gather ourselves together. You know what I mean? Gather together. And where do we gather together at? In the I.S.U.P.K. under Commander GEN.YAHANNA. This is where we gather ourselves together at. We gather ourselves together here in this one body. Because this is the only way and the only place you're going to learn, you know, where to be righteous at, where to be righteous, where to raise your wife up the right way, have your wife, you know, being diligent, you know what I'm saying, listening to you and you know, teaching her the right way to go, you know what I mean, so your house can be, you know, solid, you know what I mean, and teaching your kids to grow up the right way, having, you know, order in the household, how we, you know, get our brothers that's, you know, out there hopeless, giving the hopeless of our people some hope, giving the hopeless of our people, you know what I mean, something to eat. They don't know how they're gonna eat. They don't know where their next meal gonna be. They don't know where they're gonna lay their head. You know what I'm saying? So, this is the place to learn how to, how to properly take care of your people, like like a mother would her child. So I'm gonna go from there. Y'all meet me at Micah 2 and Micah chapter 2. I want to go to verse 10. Micah chapter 2, verse 10. Because we gotta understand, these times that we in right now is nothing to play with. These times we in right now is not it's not a game. It's not a game, man. If you really see what's going on, and you looking at things spiritually, you understand, what the scripture's saying is exactly what I'm looking at on the news. Is what the scripture's saying is exactly what I'm reading about in these articles on the news. Is what I'm reading about. You know what I'm saying? And it's what I'm seeing day to day on the news. You know what I'm saying? Like how the world is coming to an end. The world is about to go into World War III. The earth is about to go into war. And like everybody's arming up. Everybody doing their thing. Every nation is gathering themselves together, under one body and one understanding and knowing where they need to go, which direction they need to take their people in. But we, on the other hand, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, we don't know what to do. We don't know, we into so many different things that's meaningless. You know what I'm saying? Like we're into so many different things that is not going to help us in the long run. It's not going to help us in the long run. It's not going to help us prosper in any way. It's not going to help our kids. We wondering about, I guess maybe if I could pull this up. I know everybody watched the Olympics recently, you know what I mean? Watched the Olympics, and I think they had some, might have been opening or the closing. I'm not even sure. I ain't watching. But I know it was something abominable, you know what I mean? I know it was something that we shouldn't be trying to, indulge in. Let me see. Let me see. All right, let me see. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, let me see. I probably can't get like the real footage like this, but I doubt it. I'm gonna just talk about it. I'm gonna talk about it. So yeah, so what happened? Like, okay, they had a group, I guess they hired a group of people to, try to portray the Last Supper with Christ and the 12 disciples, you know what I mean? And they use, we ain't on TikTok right now, but like they use sodomites. They use, transformers, you know what I mean, to portray our king and the 12 disciples. That's heinous. That's, evil in all, in all ways that I could think of, How they going, this place got, the Babylon, which is America, has a serious judgment that is going to receive from the Most High, and it's righteous that it take place. It's righteous that it happen, because to have Christ being portrayed as, first off, back in the Renaissance era, the Renaissance period, they whitewashed all the images of Christ, all the images of the disciples, all the images of the prophets in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? The saints, they whitewashed them all, and that's that's a crime right there. That's a crime, and it's prophesied in the Bible that would take place. They whitewashed all the righteous, you know what I mean, prominent men that's in the Bible, that's a crime right there that they're gonna pay for. And plus, they went and, you know, portrayed the Last Supper as transformers and whatnot, and had Christ being portrayed as a, you know, an obese Edomite sodomite. That's, you know what I mean, that's evil as hell. You know what I mean? They're gonna have to pay for it. And that's just one of the many crimes that they commit here in America. You know what I mean? So like, let me pull this scripture up for y'all. You know what I mean? Yeah, let me pull that up. Yeah, we gotta understand this place ain't for us. This place is not for us at all. You see what they do to us on a day-to-day basis. You see what they do to our people. You see what they do to our children on a day-to-day basis. I'm gonna read this real fast. Job chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. You know what I mean? The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. And who is, like, you know, who is ruling the earth right now? Edomites. We're going to talk about these Edomites today in this class. That's going to be what it's solely about. This is just an introduction. We're going to go into this book right here a little bit. We're going to go into this other book I got from Babylon of Timbuktu. We're going to go into a few things, you feel me? You know what I mean? Go over a little history. You know what I mean? But it says that in this verse right here, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. And we all know who rules the earth right now. We know the ones that can, you know, evict us out of our homes whenever you feel like it. Or he could raise the prices up on gas, or raise the, you know, the rent on your homes, raise, you know, the mortgage rates on homes. You know what I'm saying? Whenever you feel like it, just to oppress us. Raise the prices on your groceries that you get. You know what I mean? To make life harder for you. He, you know, is the one that rules this earth right now. The earth was given to him, and only was given to him because of our transgression against the Lord. We gave up our seat. We gave up our spot because due to us transgressing against the Most High. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna read on. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. Meaning, you know, that's what I was just talking about in the Renaissance, during the Renaissance era period. They whitewashed all the images of the saints, the prophets, you know what I mean, of the Bible, and made them white. Made them white. Made them white, and, you know, they didn't give a damn. They did that. That's the greatest form of witchcraft you can possibly see. One of the greatest, anyway. You know what I mean? Having black men, having black children growing up thinking that God is white, that God is an oppressor, that God is the very man that, you know, I mean, that took our own people, our fathers and great grandparents over on slave ships and oppressed us and whipped our backs. You know what I mean? That's, you know what I mean, that's a crime. And it's also a crime that they not telling us who we are. It's a crime that they hiding that we're the real Israelites of the Bible. That's another crime that they're gonna pay for. You know what I mean? And what's the judgment? What's the judgment? The judgment is global thermonuclear war. And that's gonna wipe this whole empire out. That's gonna wipe everything out. And it's gonna be glorious. Why? Because we get to rule after that. You know what I mean? Blacks and Hispanics and Native Americans, we get to finally rule after all these nations are done away with. Not done away with, but all these nations are subdued. You know what I mean? We get next after that, and they become our servants. They become our slaves. And that's biblical prophecy. You know what I'm saying? I just want to read that for you real fast since I brought out how they, the Olympics and all that, and how they portraying Christ and the 12 disciples as being trans sexual people. You know what I mean? It's a good precept for it. I want to get back to Micah real fast, right? Micah chapter 2, verse 10. All right, I'm gonna read real fast. It reads, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. Now, our people, blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, like we in America today, we in South, Central America, scattered, we in the Caribbean islands, you know what I'm saying, Cuba, El Salvador, whatever have you, you know what I mean? We in these different places. We scattered amongst the four corners of the earth, all right? Like the Lord said he was going to do. But we scattered, you know what I'm saying? And it's talking about us, blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, that we in every place where we scattered, we're called by the name that our oppressor gave us in that land. You know what I mean? Puerto Rico, for example, like the island of Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico means rich port, rich port, the island of rich ports. You know what I'm saying? They called it that because of all the gold and all the jewels and everything from the sea that would wash up on the island, on the sand, on the shores. I mean, they call it the island of rich ports. I mean, they call the people, the black people on that land, the Negroes on that land, they called them Puerto Rican. You know what I'm saying? They called them that. They call the Negro here in America just that, the Negro. The Negro. They called the Native Americans, you know what I mean, savages. That's what Indian means, savage. You know what I'm saying? The Negroes that was inhabiting the land, they called us Negroes. I mean, Slack. They called us savages. You know what I mean? We need to arise and depart. Arise and depart. And not meaning literally leave America and go to wherever you think is your homeland. I know Negroes thinking that Africa is their homeland. That's a lie. No. I know we thinking that we can go there and, make a home for ourselves there. When it's coming out in the news all the time, it's coming out how people are sick of, people that went to Ghana and everything, thinking that they're going to seek a better life there in Ghana. You know what I'm saying? It's coming out how they hate Ghana and the people there hate them. You know what I mean? Because the Guyanese are extorting them in every way possible. They extort them, just to be a citizen. They charge you crazy to get certification over there. That's another bill. You know what I'm saying? You gotta dig in your pocket some more if you wanna go ahead and get some food for yourself, or you want some, what I mean, you really want to get down with them, you gotta pay another fee. You know what I mean? They are really extorting us, and because they know we're not their people, they know that they're bringing strangers into their land, and they want to capitalize off. We're not African, you know what I'm saying? But to get back to the subject, I mean, we don't like think that we gotta arise and leave America and go somewhere else where we think is home for us. You know what I mean? What it means by that when it says arise and depart, that means we need to get our mindset out of, out of the way that our oppressor thinks. Our oppressor, the white man, we need to not think how he thinks. He wants us to think a certain way. He wants our kids to think a certain way. And what's his way of thinking? What's his way of life? What's the way he lived since the beginning? Since the beginning, let me see if I can find it. What's the way he's been living life since the absolute beginning, since his existence on the earth? How he's been living. You know what I'm saying? Let me see if I can find it real fast. See if I can find it. I'm finding it, y'all. Hold on a second. I mean, a way, and if anybody listening, y'all can put it in the chat. You know what I mean? If y'all think y'all know the answer to the question. I'm just trying to pull the precept. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because there's only one way that he's mainly known for in the Bible, where how he would live, how he was prophesied to live his life on the earth. Not just the person, but his nation, like his offspring, him as a whole people, how they would live. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get this precept for you right quick. It seemed like I was right there on the spot. Let me see. 27. Right here. All right. I'm gonna read this real fast, right quick. Genesis chapter 27, verse 40. I'm gonna read. And by the sword shalt thou live. Now this is talking about Esau. It's talking about Esau, and that's the biblical name of oppressors. You know what I mean? Caucasian people derived from the people that come out of the Caucasus Empire. I'm sorry, Caucasus Mountains of Georgia, Russia, which we're gonna get into. This goes right into the subject of the class. Matter of fact, I should retitle this class. You know what I'm saying? I'll retitle it later. But yeah, this goes right into it. It says, "And by the sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother Jacob," talking about the blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. You know what I'm saying? Jacob, he's the progenitor of all the lost 12 tribes of Israel. You know what I mean? So I'm going to read. "And it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck." You know what I mean? These are the prophecies laying down from Isaac, given to talking about Esau, and Jacob. Now, now, if you look at our oppressors today, the way they do their business, the way they handle business, they go across from nation to nation, unaliving this people, that people, this people, and that people, by the way of the sword. Meaning they just often people. In ancient times, they used swords. Today, they use jets. They use they missiles. They use their nuclear weaponry. You know what I'm saying? Or they modern militaries, whether it be Russia, whether it be America, whether it be any other major European superpower here on the earth. You know what I mean? Ukrainians, the imposters, the small hats that claim to be Jews and are not. We're gonna go into them. They live by the sword. They go into war right now in the Middle East. You know what I'm saying? It's about to cause a whole world war, and it's gonna be beautiful. Now, just that was a precept to go off of right here. You know what I'm saying? Meaning we can't think like our oppressor. He lives by the sword. We can't live by the sword. We can't live by the sword. He's a sodomite. He's a sodomite, and he wants us to do that. We got to be like, we're not going to do that, man. We're not going to teach our kids to be sodomites. We're not going to do that. We're going to teach our young men to be trained up in the way they should go, like the scriptures say in the book of Proverbs. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're going to have our kids to grow up the right way, not the wrong way. And another thing, they want us to, serve. They want us to serve their gods. How can I put it? They idols. They idols. They want us to worship their idols, and we can't do that because that's against the Most High. You know what I'm saying? That's how you cross the Most High right there, and that's the last thing you want to do. You know what I mean? Serving his idols, his holidays go hand in hand with his idols. You know what I mean? There's holidays like Christmas and all these other ones coming up. You know what I mean? We can't celebrate any of these holidays. Why? Because it's against our God. It's against our God. And in ancient times, back when we was in our other captivities under these other nations, you know what I'm saying? They wanted us to. I believe one time in the we was in captivity under the Babylonians. I think the Babylonians or was the Grecians, the Greeks. You know what I mean? It was either one, right? Where or I could be wrong. We was in captivity under some nation, right? You know what I mean? And they wanted us to start, you know what I mean, willfully sin against the Most High. Being so they want to force us to eat pork. They wanted to force us to eat pork, and if we didn't, they unalive us. No matter if it was a grown man, woman, elderly, or a child, or children. You know what I'm saying? And it was a story in the Apocrypha, like where his sister had sons, 3 sons, I believe. And she was like, you know what, man, we ain't, they was trying to force them to eat the swine, which is against the Lord, which is against the Most High. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? By every meaning of the word. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was like, you know what, we ain't about to do that. Y'all gonna die like men today. Y'all gonna die like men. Y'all gonna get unalive like men today. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna sin against the Most High. And they went to their deaths. The children went to their death manfully, and you know what I mean. They stood on the Lord's laws that day. You know what I'm saying? We can't be trying to serve all these religions and all these ways of thinking, these philosophies of our oppressors, the philosophies of our, slave masters here in America. You can't do that. You gotta say, we're not gonna do it, y'all keep it for yourselves. And we're gonna follow the Most High. We're gonna follow the Lord of the Bible. You know what I mean? That told us to separate from him. All right. Now, we still got some time. I'm gonna get to the Esau stuff, you know what I mean? I'm gonna get to it. I just want to pull these other scriptures real fast before I do. All right, yeah, Romans 13 and 11. And that knowing the time, you know what I mean? We know the times we in. We know the times, you know what I mean? It's about that time that we need to, leave alone our way of thinking, our way of doing, our evil that we do here in America. We need to stop the evil we do in America, man, in this country, because we dying because of it. We dying because of it. Our children is dying because of it. Our women are being, ravished, you know what I mean, because of it. You know what I mean? We need to stop all this, man. We need to stop this. You know what I mean? We need to muster up the heart to, say we're not going to do what our oppressors want us to do. You know what I mean? Hell, look at the Palestinians. Look at the Palestinians. Look at them over there, and the Hamas and the Israelis. Look at them. They're not trying to lay down. I mean, now they doing what anybody would do. They evacuating out of certain lands where they getting bombed the hell up in. You know what I'm saying? They evacuating, but you know what I'm saying? They not just lying down. They still got the people. They still got some people hostage and all that. They just not. What I'm saying is they're not trying to. They're not just letting them overtake them like that. You feel what I'm saying? There and a better example, the Ukrainians and the Russians. Look what they doing. You see what they doing. The Ukrainians are not laying down. Ukraine is bombing them back. They bombing them back. Another one. Israel and Hezbollah. Israel and Hezbollah, they going back and forth right now, you know what I mean, with missile launches, and it just ramped up a little bit more, it's like a lot more with the attack, the rocket attack, the missile attack that just recently happened in Israel, I think this past weekend, where 12 children got unalived in a missile blast. You know what I'm saying? It ramped up. That ramped up the whole thing. Now, Hezbollah is not backing down. Israel, the Israelis, I should say, are not backing down. They're not backing down. Why? Because they know they're not going, you know what I mean? They have a sense of, uh, how can I say it? They have an integrity about themselves. They got integrity of their nation. Now, where's our integrity at? Where's our integrity at? We ain't got no integrity as a nation. The Ukrainians got it because they going back with Russia. They launching missiles back at Russia. And what are we doing? Not saying that, you know, we need to pick up arms and go up against them carnally. What our battle is within us. It's within our spirit. It's within our mind. That's where our battle lies at. Our battle is within ourselves, changing our way of thinking. Like I've been saying this past 10 minutes, we need to stop doing what our oppressors want us to do. What our oppressors want us to do is going to lead us to death, and we're going to see a lot of that. We're going to see a plethora of death here in America, in a ghetto near you, in a ghetto in a neighborhood near you, because we want to ignore what the Most High says by the mouth of his prophets in I.S.U.P.K. under command of GEN.YAHANNA. We want to ignore that. We want to hear it, and we want to just be like, oh, you know what? Them niggas is crazy. They don't know what they talking about. But I'm gonna ask you this: how many more of us got to get unalived? How many more of us have to? How many more Sonya Macy's does it have to be before we see them niggas, them crazy niggas that we said was insane, are actually right? Before we, you know, say like, you know, let me, you know what I mean? Let me just go see what they talking about real fast. You know what I mean? Let me see what they talking about. Let me go check them out for myself and see if they really, you know what I mean? Let me try their spirit, like the scriptures say. The scriptures say, try the spirit. You want to find the truth. Try the spirit of anyone that claims they got the truth. Try their spirit. Meaning, you know, see what they're about. See what they're about. See if they lie like your pastor. See if they're a liar like your imam. See if they, you know, about their own flesh. See if they want to satisfy their own lust and their own flesh like your pastors and your deacons do, with all the you know, the craziness they do and the evil and the wickedness they do in the church. You know what I'm saying? The scriptures say, what was that slide? Yeah, the scriptures say, and that knowing the time, we know the time we in. We at the time where death is at the door. Death is at the door. And we got to know, so in any situation, you know, death is at the, you know, you got intruders coming in, or they at your door, and they banging on the door, or you hear them trying to pick locks coming into your home. You know what I'm saying? In any situation, what are you going to do? You're just going to sit back and let them come in your crib and do whatever they want to you and your women and your children, or are you going to get up and get involved with what's going on? Are you going to approach the situation? Are you going to confront what's at the door? Black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. Yeah, I'm telling you right now, death is at the door. Death is at the door, and it's nothing to play with. It's a way that you can approach it. It's the only way you're going to approach it that's going to work is what we tell you here in the UPK, because it's not really our words. What I'm saying right now ain't my words. It's the Most High's words. These are the words of the Most High. And me, like he could I'm nothing. He could replace me and put somebody else in my same seat right now. You know what I mean? I'm nothing. I don't, you know what I mean? These not my words. These are the Lord's words. You know what I'm saying? And he's saying, like, listen, these is warnings. Death is coming to the ghetto. You think what's happening in the Middle East right now is just gonna be there. It's coming here. You know what I'm saying? It's coming here. Prepare the right way, the wise way. UPK is one phone call away. One phone call away. I'm gonna read on. That now it is high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believe. You know what I mean? Christ is coming back sooner than we believe, man. You know what I mean? Our salvation is coming sooner than when we believe. You know what I mean? When the war first popped off over there, I was like, damn, it's actually happening. Now, while they're doing that stuff, while they over there bombing each other and while they doing that, unaliving each other and everything, our battle, we have a battle too, believe it or not. Like I've been saying this whole class, like I've been saying for these past few classes I've been doing, ever since I've been doing class, since the UPK in general, been out here doing our job on the street corners in America, doing these duties in the classes, you know what I mean, prophesying. We've been saying we need to come together. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, our battle is coming together and changing ourselves. Our battle is coming together, and you know when you're saying, you know what, that yo, saying that brother's woman right there is fine as hell. She's fine and all that, and I want her, but I can't do it because Christ, the Most High, said not to do it. You know what I mean? Saying this, you know what I mean? You know what? That brother right there, you know what I mean? I don't, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna do him wrong. You know what I mean? I can get over on him this way, you know what I mean? I can get over him with some money, I can do this and that, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna do it. You know what? I can make some money right now. I'm struggling. I'm down bad. I could sell him a pack of this. I could sell him this. I can, sell him this, sell his children, sell his grandmama this. You know what I'm saying? So I can eat. Niggas starve. Niggas starve if you need to be like, you know what I mean? Like, that's the problem. We need to stop selling, doing all that stuff with each other, because that's how we fix the ghetto overnight. Overnight. Let me get Shalom y'all Shamar. I thought about Shem y'all. Shout out to the sister in the chat. You know what I mean? Tuning in. Most High Christ. You know what I'm saying? That's how we fix the ghetto overnight. Overnight, you know what I mean? You think the ghetto, you think it's a hard job, it's a hard task to, turn the ghetto over a new leaf overnight. It is not. It is not. God damn it. Like, you know what I'm saying? As easy as this. Nigga, stop selling drugs to your own people. You know what I'm saying? If need be, starve, but it shouldn't be like that, because we're gonna have brotherhood. We're gonna love each other. We're not gonna let each other starve. So all the money that we do have from all these jobs that we get from, black people that have jobs in the ghetto, all the money that we make in the ghetto, we'll put the money together and make sure that none of us starve. You know what I'm saying? Making sure none of us got to sell drugs. We'll put it together and make sure that we can put our own kids through schools, making off of our own wealth, off of our own money that we have circulating within us, and not even looking at it from a financial standpoint. Another, like, with morality, with morals, you know what I'm saying? We'll have a military, like, nigga, we will have a military if we would stop pushing and allowing sodomy in our kids' life, allowing sodomy to come, to penetrate our kids' way of life, penetrate our way of our kids' mindsets growing up, instead of fighting it, because it's going to happen anyway. They put all the, they put all that craziness in the children cartoons. So it's going to be hard, but you got to be on top of it. You gotta be on top of it. You gotta fight it. Just like they want to fight and push their propaganda, we gotta fight too. We gotta fight as well. We can't just where we gonna lie down. We never, the Lord is a man of war. Like it says in Exodus chapter 15 and verse 3. You feel me? The Lord is a man of war. We're going to war over this. If that we don't do anything else, we're going to war. You know what I mean? Our war right now is within us. Like I've been saying, this is going to turn into another class. I'm supposed to be going into Esau. I'm gonna try to go into this tonight, y'all. So, again, all right. So fixing the ghetto, man. Yeah, we'll have a military. We have our young men to grow up strong the way they need to grow up. Shoot, give me all, give the UPK, give Commanding General Yohanna all the young black men, all the young, all the youth, all the niggas anybody, niggas that coming out of prison, niggas that want to change, and they come out of prison and want to change, brothers that want to, they in the streets and they want to change. You know what I'm saying? They had no other way but the streets because the white man is the damn devil the Bible speaks of, and he cutting us off every way where we can't make no funds except for doing this. You know what I'm saying? All the brothers that want to change and do that, man, come in this truth, man, under command during GEN.YAHANNA, man. Well, we got some for you, man. We got something for you, and we got a way, an alternative to the lifestyle you've been living, man. And you don't gotta be a sissy either. You don't gotta be a sissy either in here. You don't gotta be a sissy. You could be a whole full, it's encouraged to be a full-fledged man in the UPK and not to be, try to be a little, timid or whatever like that. You don't have to be a sissy up in here like the Christian church promotes. I digress. I can go on and on about that. You know what I mean? We could change the ghetto overnight. That's the way we do it. That's the way we do it, for real. That's a whole nother class. That might be my next drawing. Like, I want to get into Esau and Edom real fast. I'm gonna change the titles to this class real fast. All right. Edom. Salaki, y'all, bear with me, Salaki. Salaki. So yeah, we're gonna go into this book, man. It's called Who is Esau-Edom? You know what I mean? I went over this before in the old class, probably like a year ago. I want to go into it again. You feel me? So this is what I'm okay. So yeah, it's a book right here. I'm gonna get some more books on who is Esau and things like that. It's more. This ain't the only book that goes into the Edomites of the Bible and the history behind it, who they really are, how the Edomites of the Bible are really in today's modern times are white people. You know what I mean? This is a good book, it's okay, to go ahead and, find out more facts about it if you need more facts outside of the Bible. The Bible should be the only thing, but if you need more, we got more proof of what we talk about here in the UPK. This is the home of the truth. All right. So yeah. All right. I'm gonna go into a couple things real fast. You know what I'm saying? Like the Jews. Now we all say here in the UPK, and what history says, what the Bible says, is that the Israelites, blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians were the real Israelites. Black people are the Jews. The real Jews. So who are them people that's claiming? Who are them people that's claiming that they the Jews? Who are the people that's claiming themselves to be the chosen people of God? that's over there fighting the war in Israel right now today? Who are them? Like, what are they? What's their significance to this whole thing? I got you. So to summarize, first, I want to say this: they're imposters. They're imposters. We're gonna go in depth a little bit. They're imposters. Well, I don't know if we can go too in depth. I use a little bit of time, but we got like 30 some minutes. You know what I mean? But they're imposters. They're not the real Jews, first and foremost. Okay? They're not the real Jews. They inhabited that land early 1900s, the early 1900s. They inhabited that land. And in the Bible, it says the Israelites, you know what I mean? We've been in that land. Like, you know what I'm saying? We've been in that land. But them people I'm talking about, them people that's there, they was here in America and they you know what I'm saying, they went there and they fled, they, you know, migrated over there, you know what I mean, inhabited that land, calling themselves that name, giving themselves that title. You know, the scriptures say that Esau, the scriptures say that our oppressors, that, you know, a vagabond, you know what I'm saying, a fugitive and a vagabond shalt thou be in the earth. Paraphrasing. Meaning he's not going to have, like, everywhere he go, it's not his land. Everywhere he take, everywhere where he, you know, wants to call that land his own. That's not, you know what I'm saying, his real land. That's not his land. His land is the Caucasus Mountains of Georgia, Russia. That's the place where the Most High gave him. That's his place right there. That's where he should inhabit. That's his inhabitants right there. Everywhere else, he stole that land. Even Europe. We think Europe is, this might be a part 2 to the class. I don't know. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? I might do a part 2, but like, then, so like where was I? Even the land of Europe, that's not his land. That's not his land. The Aborigines of Europe, that's their land, which are, you know, Eskimos and, you know, those people. They originate in that land. That was their land. But they, you know, the Edomites, Esau, you know what I mean, they did like they did everywhere else, stole the land, killed it, and raped, robbed, pillaged everybody in that land, and ran them off and called that land their own. Now the Eskimos, they migrated all the way up to you know, they up in Alaska now. They not Alaska, Antarctica and places like that, Hawaii. You know what I'm saying? They ran to those places on the earth. You know what I'm saying? Migrated there because of that. Our oppressor, he is a fugitive and a vagabond. He, you know, the most famous ones, you know what I mean, what the monstrosities that he has committed against the children of God, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You know what I mean? We know what he did to us. You feel me? But that land of Israel is not his. That land that they fighting over right now is not theirs. That's our land. And that little piece that they call Israel right now, that's not the whole land of Israel. That little piece of land, that's not Israel. Well, that is Israel, but that's not the entirety. That's not Israel in its entirety. We got Pakistan, parts of Saudi Arabia. That's Israel. Iraq, Iran. You know what I'm saying? That's not that little piece of land, that little landmark right there. That's not the whole thing of Israel. All right. Now, we know these things. I want to read some things out of this Bible. I'm gonna select out of this book real fast. All right. So like I said, they're not the real Jews. They derive from different people, different sects and everything like that of the Edomite stock. You know what I mean? I'm gonna read right now. All right. This is who is Edom? And I'm reading out the chapter of the legacy of Edom. All right, section of the section, the origins of the Jews, and I'm gonna read right here. So like the Ashkenazim are the meaning this fit. So the Ashkenazis, the Ashkenazim, you know, what I mean, that's who the Jews derive from. I should have said that already. So the Jews, the Ashkenazis, that's who they derive from, the Ashkenazis. And the Ashkenazis, where they come from, they originate from the Khazars, the Khazarian Empire. Okay, so the Khazarian Empire is where they, that's where it boils down to. You know what I'm saying? So the Jewish small hats, I'm gonna call them small hats this whole class from here on out. You know what I mean? So we don't get it confused. We know we the real Jews. So the small hats, they derive from the Ashkenazis, and they originate from the Khazarian Empire. All right, I'm gonna read some more. The Ashkenazim are the East European Jews. The East European Jews, so-called white people, so-called oppressors. That's who they originate from. In this text right here, I'm reading from out of this book. All right, I'm gonna read some more, which were found in Poland, Russia, Germany, and Western Asia. All, for the most part, European countries, white countries. You know what I'm saying? We got people today that come out and be like, yeah, man, I come from out of the certain oppressors. They be like, man, yeah, I come from Poland. I come from this. I come from Russia. I come from this place, that place, you know, Ireland. You know what I mean? I'm going to read some more. All right. Ashkenazi Jews were derived from a people known as Khazars. What I was just saying. Salaki. What I was just saying just now, Ashkenazi Jews were derived from a people known as Khazars, and which are what I was just saying. You know what I mean? I'm gonna read, and it got a little definition for the Khazars right here, a little thing for them right here. So I'm gonna read that too. So like a people, so the Khazars, a people of Turkish origin whose life and history are interwoven with the very beginnings of the history of the Jews of Russia. Historical evidence points to the region of the Urals as the home of the Khazars. So the Jews are saying they, you know, beginnings come from, like, you know what I mean, you know, beginnings, like they got history going all the way back to the Jews of Russia. They're not the real Jews of the Bible. When the scriptures say, you know what I mean, Israel is our land, you know what I'm saying? And it said you got totally different prophecies from these people right here. I'm gonna tell you who these people really coming from, where these people really deriving from, for real. You know what I mean? Like, let me see. So I think that's that on that. But basically, like, you know, I mean, they've been doing this forever. Like, they've been trying to claim our identity for a period, for a long time. You know what I mean? It was recorded in the book, in the Apocrypha. You know what I mean? Where, you know, the Greeks, they try to get us. They try to make our, you know, they try to make us sin against our God, and they try to take our heritage for themselves. You know what I mean? And they did that too. And they called Idumeans. I-D Umeans, Idumeans. And they are specifically, the definition for them is like the Greeks or the Edomites, I could say, the Greek more generic, more in general. The Edomites, the people of Esau that took up the the culture of the Jews, that took up the culture of the Jews. You know what I'm saying? That took up our way of life. That called themselves Jews, Idumeans. Those are oppressors, Greeks, or people of the nation of Esau that took up our culture. And you know what I'm saying? After they made us sin against our God and took our nation over. You know what I'm saying? I might can go into this. I'm gonna hold off on that. Yeah, you know what I mean. That's what that was. You know what I mean. Since we're speaking on it, you know what I mean. I can go into a little bit of this if I could. Let me see. Go into a little brief history. You know what I'm saying? That's what Alexander the Greek, Alexander the Greek was doing. You know what I mean? He was a goddamn devil, and America calls him. They would like for you to think that he's something great. They would like for you to think that he's, you know what I mean, a man of honor. You ask, forget about it. If you ask an oppressor, they'll look at him like he's, you know what I mean, like he's God almost. He's God or he's Jesus Christ or something like that. Alexander the Greek was a evil, wicked devil. You know what I'm saying? The so-called great. He wasn't great. You know what I'm saying? Actually, in the books of the in the Apocrypha, we was actually beating them. We was like going to war with them and beating them. Black people back then, we was, you know what I mean, beating them before we got, conquered or whatever like that, for a period of time. But like that should let you know also we're not, supposed to be in a one nation kumbaya, everybody hand in hand type of situation. We're not supposed to be in that type of situation. We're not supposed to be thinking like that. We're supposed to be separate from everybody else. But like, I want to read some out of here. Like, so basically, I could probably sum it up. Alexander the Greek. You know what I mean? He had like his empire set up. You know what I mean? And once he got unalive due to his, you know what I mean, it was recorded like it's recorded in the book of from Babylon Timbuktu, his debauchery, meaning like his lust and whatnot. The Greeks are known for the Greeks were known for sodomy. The Greeks were known for pedophilia. The Greeks were known for all evil, wicked things. You know what I'm saying? All wicked and evil things. You know what I mean? And it says it's recorded like Alexander the Greek was unalive due to that, due to things like that. You know what I mean? And when he died, he had his empire split into two. His empire split into two different, uh, how can I say, governments. Split into two different bodies. One given to Ptolemy, and another one given to Seleucus. Seleucus, I don't know how to pronounce his name like that. Seleucus, I think that's how you pronounce it. So yeah, like they split into two, and guess what? Obviously they of course started fighting each other. You know what I mean? They started fighting each other, going to war with each other, and eventually before that though, they received different lands. So one had Egypt, which was Ptolemy. He had Egypt, you know what I mean, which is the people in Egypt now. Y'all think are the real Egyptians? They're not the real Egyptians. They are children of Ptolemy, the bastard children of Ptolemy. That because Ptolemy went through Egypt and raped and robbed all the people over there in Egypt and they are all the children of Ptolemy, meaning they're Edomites. They white people over there. You understand? White people up on the thrones and all that. So yeah, is that yeah, and Seleucus, he received what? I believe he received let me see. Go up there. I believe he received, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, I thought so. He received Asia. Received Asia. So, but before, you know, and the reason why I was like that, Alexander the Greek, he wanted to, you know, he wanted to make like an empire, a Eurasian empire, meaning like a, you know, empire, a superpower where Europe and Asia, that whole landmass is controlled by him. And whatever he says goes. And in that whole landmass, think about how large that landmass. Think about, we think Jersey, we think, nah, let me think of something. We think North Carolina, nah, Virginia. We think Virginia, that ride going to Virginia and going into North Carolina is long and it's a big behind state. I mean, a big area. Man, imagine so like Europe and Asia, you know what I'm saying, being all controlled by one man, you know what I mean? By one man with evil intents, you know what I'm saying? That's what he had in store. But yeah, so I want to read a couple of things, you know what I mean? Since we're going over like, you know, Esau and Edom and all that, the small hats actually they are not, you know, they ain't the real Jews. And the Edomites, they the ones that, you know, had us, they the one that ransacked us when we was in Jerusalem after Christ died in the year of 70 AD. You know what I'm saying? They actually did that to us back then. The Edomites, the Romans specifically. You know what I mean? The Roman militaries, you know what I mean, by the general that was over it was the general over that whole operation, I believe, to unalive black people in Jerusalem when we was still there at that time was General General Pompey. General Pompey. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna read it for you though. Right now though. Read it for you right now. In the year 65 BC, the Roman armies under General Pompey captured Jerusalem. In 70 AD, General Vespasian and his son Titus put an end to the Jewish state. They put an end to the Jewish state. You know what I mean? They ransacked us, man. They ransacked us and you know, slaughtered us. They slaughtered us in our land, and we wasn't fully in control of the land at the time. We wasn't in control. We were still slaves under them, but they seen that, you know, they empire was falling because of the teachings at the time. You know what I mean? Like, you know, we wasn't they was falling at the time because we, you know, the work that Christ's disciples and everything, like, and that the Christ disciples that laid down was coming into effect, and it crippled the Roman Empire. You know what I'm saying? They seen it was falling, and they wanted to put an end to the Jewish state. They're gonna try to do the same thing too in America too. They're gonna try to do the same thing here in America. They're gonna try to put an end to us here in America after one period of time. They're gonna see what we saying in the UPK, not really what we saying, but what the Lord is saying. The Spirit of the Lord is saying here in the UPK, telling our people to get right. They're gonna see our people getting right by the masses. They're gonna see our people getting right. They're gonna see us doing what we supposed to do. They're gonna see our children being raised up properly. They're gonna see us shunning evil and wickedness, and they're gonna see us be righteous, and they're gonna want to unalive us because America's gonna be crippled due to us being righteous, due to us being righteous, due to us being godly men and women. You know what I mean? They're gonna hate that, and they're gonna see America falling more than it already is that they see right now. They're gonna see it's really they down to the last straw. They're gonna see that hell, we've been bombed already all mad times. We've been bombed. We have we going wars in the streets of America already. You know what I mean? It's a hellhole here. You know what I'm saying? Civil wars popped off already. You know what I mean? And these niggas want to be righteous, and these niggas want to not listen to us and do what we say, and you know what I mean, and it's because they want to be righteous. You know what? They're gonna have this same spirit wanting to come down to the ghettos, you know what I'm saying, and unalive us, the black people that's left, to us that's left. They're gonna want to do that to us, you know what I mean, to the righteous that's still standing. But the only difference between that is this time we win this time though. The difference between what I'm reading here and what's going to happen here in America is that we win the next time they come down on to at the very end where the righteous black people, the righteous of us, the righteous of our nation is still standing. The 1/3 of us that's still here and that didn't get utterly unalive during the last days. The ones that's still here, we're gonna be the ones that we gonna win this time. We're not gonna be the one that gets slaughtered this time. It's gonna be them. You know what I mean? By the way, not by us, not by us, not by us. It's gonna be the Lord. It's gonna be the Lord. It's gonna be the Lord. It's gonna be Christ. You know what I'm saying? And the angels that come with him in his full glory. You know what I'm saying? So, boom. I just want to say that real fast. I don't know how much time we got. We got. I'm gonna read a little more and then I'm gonna have to clip it. All right. All right. I'm gonna read right here. In 70 AD, General Vespasian and his son Titus put an end to the Jewish state with great slaughter. What was I just saying? All right, you know what I mean. I'm gonna read on. During the period of the military governors of Palestine, many outrages and atrocities were committed against the residue of the people, meaning the ones that was that was left there, uh, that was the remnants of us. You know what I mean? They destroyed and slaughtered us, right? The people that was there, the remnants, and the broken pieces of us that was there. They, what it say right here? They committed atrocities to us. They committed atrocities, meaning what? Meaning it's like, they violated us. They violated, meaning doing heinous things. Like they have aspirations of doing again. And I keep bringing these stuff up to you because it's not, you're thinking this place is all love right now. You're thinking it's a big ass playground. Think it's a big ass playground where we can do whatever we want here in America. I think it's a place where we're free to do whatever we want without consequences. You know what I mean? They're gonna want to do this stuff again. And the atrocities, what's the atrocities? What? Like they did to us before, raping our women in front of us, having us watch. You know what I mean? Unaliving us in front of our kids. What? You know what I'm saying? Things like that. Heinous things like that. That's coming here again in America. You know what I'm saying? That's coming here again. Did things like that to us. All right, I'm gonna read on. And they did that to the residue of the people, to us that was there, left there after the slaughter. During the period from Pompey to Julius, it has been estimated that over 1 million Jews fled into Africa. That's a good one right there. That's a good one for a class for people thinking that we African. That's the proof too that, we the Jews too, because another thing, the proof, but it's another thing you could look at as proof that we are the Israelites, that we are the Jews. We fled into Africa to blend in with these other people that have dark skin. Not our people, but they got dark skin like us. And we was fleeing from the persecution of the Romans in 70 AD. We were fleeing, and guess what? Christ prophesied. Christ told us that we need to like when these things happen, when the destruction comes, go into the hills, go, flee into Egypt, flee, and that's what we did. It says right here, this is proof. We the Israelites, and Christ was our general. He's our king. He's our king, and told us what to do when these times of trouble come. Feel me? I'm gonna read some more. So you'll be fled into Africa, all right? Fled into Africa, fleeing from Roman persecution. I'm gonna read. Fleeing from Roman persecution and slavery. The slave markets were full of black Jewish slaves, meaning us on the auction blocks. Who was on the auction blocks? The black Jewish slaves. Who was being sold into slavery, into transatlantic slavery? The black Jewish slaves. The Jews. The Jews were sold into slavery. We the real Jews of the Bible, man. We the real Jews. We the real Jews of the Bible. No one else. No one else. No Edomite can say that. No Edomite has any prophecy proving that he and his people are the real Israelites of the Bible. They don't match any of the curses nor the blessings of, of the Israelites. You know what I'm saying? They match the blessings of Esau. They match the prophecies of Esau to a T. You know what I mean? We're gonna go into some more Esau in the next class, man. In the next class, we're gonna pull some more things up about who is Esau, man. You know what I mean? Who's Esau for real? And what's his destiny? What's his, what the hell is going on with him in this earth? What the hell is going on with him in this earth? What's his final end game? What's his end? Like, is there an end to him? Is he gonna rule forever? Or is it like, is it going to be a change in the earth? Is there going to be a power structure change in the earth? Is there going to be change of governments on this earth, or is he going to stay the one in power forever? While Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indians die in a ghetto in America forever. Is that going to be forever, or is it going to be a change? We're going to get that in next class. All right. So it's going to be a part 2. Part 2, who was Esau-Edom? Who was Esau-Edom? Part 2. Next class, all right? So y'all tune in. It's going to be a dope class. We're going to go into different other things. We're going to go into his future, probably reiterate some things right here in this class. Man, that's about it. Feel me? The water to y'all tuning in, to everybody else tuning in. Drop a like if you want. You could drop a like if you like the content. If you like the teachings. It really ain't my teachings. It's the Lord. It's the Lord's words coming out of my mouth, right? So drop a like, share, do all that, man. This word need to be spread through the nation of Israel, man. Even those that ain't in the UPK, even those that are not trying to change their life in this truth. Even those that don't want to, stop smoking cigarettes and all that, and doing transgression against the Lord. They need to see this, even though they might not even want to change. They still need to see it. So spread spread this word, man. Spread this class, man. Share it, like it. You know what I mean? Comment, leave a comment if you want. You know what I mean? And that's my time, y'all. I'm gone. All right, so appreciate it, the water. This is Priest and Officer Mathumya out of I.S.U.P.K. Started out of 1 West on the 25th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander GEN.YAHANNA, man. We've been teaching this truth since 1969 under Commander GEN.YAHANNA. So like, we've been teaching this truth since 1969, that the Jews of the Bible are black, that the Israelites of the Bible are blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. You understand? And that our oppressor is the devil the Bible speaks of. You know what I mean? And we're going to keep teaching this truth till the end. Till the end. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Till the end. And that's it, y'all. I'm going. Shalom.